game between the Colts and the 49ers this week after he was offended by players kneeling for the national anthem. But if you ask me, Pence mixed up being offended with being confused by feelings he got after seeing men in tight, sweaty pants.
Melania Trump's inaugural gown has been accepted by Smithsonian's National Museum for American History. It'll be placed in a new exhibit focused on women pretending to be happy for perverted old men.
Also in this exhibit, every dress worn by women in the 1990s when Harvey Weinstein won Oscars.
Singer Pitbull is opening a new restaurant in South Beach, Miami next year. Some of the new menu items include nachos, signature cocktails, and chlamydia.
Ivanka Trump said this week that she once had a punk phase in the 90s. Now, a punk phase for Ivanka would most likely be listening to Blink-182 with a reasonable volume and replacing Eric Sperry topsiders with very convincing Shoe Carnival knockoffs. Because fuck the establishment, right? I mean, how can you take on the man when your family literally is the man? Ivanka going through a punk phase would be like if Guy Fieri went through a vegan phase.
Trump unsurprisingly made some insensitive comments on the phone to the widow of a U.S. serviceman this week. Trump said to her, "Well, he knew what he signed up for, but I guess it still hurt." That is the absolute worst response for that situation. I could think of a million situations where that answer would be more appropriate. For example, this summer, a drug dealer's hidden cash fell out of his rectum at a police station in Florida.
Well, he knew what he signed up for, but I guess it still hurt. And, you know, this year in California, a man tried to rob a sex toy shop, and the workers responded by throwing dildos at him.
Well, he knew what he signed up for, but I guess it still hurt.
Ed Sheeran was in a bicycle accident this week. That left him with a broken wrist and feeling, quote, bruised and broken. In unrelated news, 6th grader Jimmy Walker recently discovered that he really likes Pamela Anderson in the Baywatch series. Coincidentally, Jimmy also was left with a broken wrist and feeling, quote, bruised and broken.
Next week, President Trump is allowing thousands of documents regarding JFK's assassination to be opened for the first time in 40 years. I guess this just goes to show that there may be one thing Trump is interested in above the age of 40.
This week, the second season of Stranger Things will stream on Netflix and is expected to be the company's biggest premiere yet. PBS also anticipates their biggest premiere yet with, "Hey, Miss Nancy, let's learn about cross-stitching."
Halloween is just around the corner, and this year's most popular costume is Pennywise from It. Now, this seems pretty scary, but I think my costume is even scarier.
Oh, really? What is it?
Harvey Weinstein accepting his Oscar for Good Will Hunting.
You know, this month, the Boy Scouts of America announced that girls would be able to join the organization as official members. A new number of badges have been issued, including hunting, carpentry, and explaining to Meredith what badges are.
Cher announced this week that she'll be in the sequel to Mamma Mia, because the first thing on everyone's mind after watching Mamma Mia 1 is, you know, that just wasn't gay enough.
Trump gives his response to the hurricane effort in Puerto Rico a 10 out of 10. In his defense, though, he thought that the question was about Ivanka.
That's an Overpace update. Have a good night.
Thank you.